Hey guys, I'm here today at Retro Fabworks. We're gonna check out a build that's completely insane. Check it out. 1, 2, 3. So behind this unassuming door, you wouldn't think much is going on. It's in the middle of Bristol, Rhode Island. Not a lot of stuff around here. Industrial park, so it's a really cool area. But behind this door right now is a project that I just think you have to see to believe. It's going to be something I hope that we're going to be following down the road here, but it is just amazing all the work that's going into it. We're going to meet Don today from Retro Fabworks, and we're going to check this out. This is going to be awesome. So everybody, this is the entrance of Retro Fabworks. We're here. I'm going to go over and bug Don right now, who is working hard on his C10 V8 with an 8-to-1 turbo setup that's just crazy. So it's not the only thing that he has that's crazy on this car, but he's got a lot of other stuff that's on here. So we're gonna go over, bug him real quick and wake him up and see what's going on. Come on with me.
Well, howdy ho, neighbor.
What's up?
How you doing, buddy?
What do you got going on today?
So right now, I'm actually measuring for the Pushrod, suspension. Trying to figure out exactly how I'm gonna mount the bottom of the rod and measuring the length so I can maybe trim a little bit off this. So this is my adjustment rod for the actual Pushrod suspension. Nice. So I can open and elongate this to change my ride height.
Nice.
Yeah.
How long have you been working on this thing?
Man, I would say like really into it the last month.
Wow.
But 2 months, about 2.5 months, because I took the body off about 3 months ago and I kind of just dibble-dabbled on it. But now that everything's been going on, I've been here every day, just hammering down.
Yeah. So you're probably wondering what you're seeing here. This is a 1984 C10. The entire suspension work here is going to be all custom fabricated. There's going to be a couple of little things here that are weird that we're going to go over with him. But that right there is a big old V8. When it's done, it's going to have a body on it. It's going to be all-wheel drive. It's going to have custom differentials. It's everything out of this thing is just some sort of custom work. So this is going to be quite the build. Okay, this is a crazy looking rear end. What do you got going on here?
All right, so the whole thing with the all-wheel drive was to make a truck that I could tow my Chevelle with, drag race and autocross. Now, you really can't be good at all of them. You gotta be well-rounded. So I started studying suspension-wise about what I wanted to run, and it seemed to be the best bet for the drag race and autocross was a modified 3-link. Now, I have 2 bars at 42 inches long in the bottom, and I have 1 upper bar like this. They articulate together. It allows the rear end to pivot like this. It's a panhard bar set up with a modified 3-link, and I actually have 2 anti-roll bars that I designed. One is a typical drag race anti-roll bar, and then I have a NASCAR style one that I have to fabricate for the bottom. So the idea is when I go drag racing, anti-roll bar set up, clicked in, NASCAR bar undone, and then when I go autocross, a NASCAR bar which actually flexes, and I'll undo the clips on this. So it's like a modified, I would almost say like a modified ladder bar when it comes to length. And what I did is I actually put adjustability in this. Don't want these tubes just getting cut out, they're just to keep it there. I have a modified bracket so I can actually adjust the instant center of this through the bed. Now the bed's going to be here, there's going to be a copper stripper on here, and I can actually come in here and actually adjust my instant center.
So what's the benefits of that?
Instant center is actually how hard the rear end hits. So it actually puts an imaginary line forward of the car, and you're actually changing the leverage point of the whole chassis setup itself. So it's either going to hit harder or it's going to hit softer a bit longer. And that's something I have to figure out when I actually go drag racing to figure out.
What kind of rear end are you looking to put in it?
So this is a Ford 9-inch case, custom cut for the length of this. I'm going to be running a 410 gear with 35 spline axles. I'm doing the big boy stuff because I'm beating the shit out of this thing. Again, it's a modified panhard bar. I went ahead and I C-notched it, and I absolutely love tubes. So I'm doing a lot of tubular supports, kind of getting that flow with the tube stuff here. And it's tied in the anti-roll bar too to stiffen it up.
So this thing can take a lot of bend before it actually breaks.
Oh, this rear end can handle like 1,500 horsepower.
Wow. And you're just looking to make what, 1,000?
Yeah, I just overbuild everything that I do so I don't have to worry about breaking it later on.
Well, that's the way you're supposed to do it, right?
And you can see I'm kind of proud of this. I actually needed some way, nobody makes brackets for this thing for a Ford 9-inch with a 3-link. So I actually came and designed these. These are all 3/16 brackets that I designed, so I can actually change my instant center down here too. And I gave myself plenty of room to play, because depending on if I'm towing the Chevelle or if I'm drag racing, I can actually change the ride height of the rear end. I have up to 6 inches of lower travel, upper travel to actually raise the body, separate the body, or slam it for when I race. So it's going to be kind of like a multi-tool. So if I tow this thing, I can adjust my coilovers, expand the rear end, change the spring rates, and go tow.
Nice.
Or put it to race mode.
Right. Now, is there a reason you stuck with the solid axle versus an independent?
Yeah, the whole idea was I am going to drag race this thing, so a solid axle is better.
Yeah.
You know, in theory, it's a lot better. So I kind of tried to build something that was, again, like a really good multi-tool.
Yeah.
And the solid axle is just the best. And I love 4 9-inches; they're the best around. So cheap, inexpensive. It's easy to cut them up and make them work for your width.
Mm-hmm. So I don't know about you guys, but I cannot wait to see this thing hitting the strip, hearing it. Does it make a lot of noise, or does it bang at all, or is it going to be like?
It's gonna be smooth as molasses.
Smooth. See, we like smooth here. We're all about smooth. Okay, so I know everybody's going to be asking, what the heck is this thing?
So yeah, so when I designed the all-wheel drive, this is actually an Art Morrison frame. I originally built this thing to be all-wheel drive 69 Camaro, so I ended up grafting the subframe to the C10 frame. But long story short, my custom CV axles that are tied to the Corvette knuckles don't allow me to run a coilover right here. So I looked at a lot of other different suspension designs, and I had to have some way to articulate a rod to a coilover and mount it somewhere else. So that comes to being a pushrod suspension. Now, I did all the math, and I was gonna have some custom push rods fabricated. It was big money, it was like $2,200 bucks.
Wow.
So I actually found these from a Mustang company, and it was the same ratio that I need. It's a 1-to-1 ratio at a 90-degree angle. So 1 inch of upward travel is 1 inch of compression.
And that's billet?
That's all billet. That's billet.
Wow.
I made all the tabs and the push rods.
Nice.
So now it's cool about this is I actually have 2 ways to adjust ride height. I have these rods which I can elongate or shorten, and I also have the coilover, which is double adjustable, that I can actually shorten or lengthen as well.
Oh yeah, so the adjustable points are right. They're really easy to. So basically, you can take this car on the track. I'm just looking at how trick these things are, man. That's bad.
Oh yeah, these are TRZ billet mounts that I have the bearings to them for the coilovers, and I just made some mounts that bolted to the frame and welded.
So when you're on the track, you can just throw this on the track, take the wheel well out, go in here, turn some knobs, and I mean, this is almost like an F1 car, isn't it?
Well, it's F1 inspired, and I love F1 cars.
Yeah.
F1 cars are incredible. Yeah, so this double adjustables, I can actually control the rebound and the compression rate of these coilovers.
Nice.
And again, change it for the track if I drag race, or change the spring rate in this for when I autocross or for when I tow.
Nice. Oh, so you're gonna tow with this too?
Yeah, that's the whole point.
Oh my God.
I got a twin turbo 70 Chevelle, and the reason I did the truck all-wheel drive is because I need some sort of a multi-tool so I can get the car to the track and go race.
And this won't be your only one. This is going to be the start of one, and then this is going to lead into something else later too, right?
Yeah, I still want to build that 69 all-wheel drive. I love all-wheel drive stuff.
So you're looking at doing a Camaro too after this?
Based on the same platform, same motor, maybe a different turbo setup.
Yeah. So
same transfer case and everything else.
So really, this is kind of the test bed for what's going to become something even cooler. So imagine a 1,000 horsepower C10 towing a 1,000 horsepower Camaro?
Chevelle.
I'm sorry, Chevelle. So
Yeah.
towing a 1,000 horsepower Chevelle. Dude, you can't get a more unnecessary than that. That's going to be amazing.
Yeah, I mean, these motors are incredible. I mean, they're so easy to turn the wick up. This is going to have forged pistons, forged rods, forged crank with the stock GM block, and then Holley EFI on it with this turbo. This turbo is capable of making around 1,200 horse. So I got all the room in the world to expand. And I think I'll do a 1,000 horsepower pull or something like that, and then tune it down to 700-800.
Yeah, it's just going to settle for 1,000 horsepower, guys. Just
It's the
1,000.
norm these days, you know?
Right, exactly. We got to keep up with the super guys. So now we're getting in the real meat and potatoes of this project. This is the turbo, and it's kind of big. So what's up with this turbo?
All right, so if I want to make big power, I need to have a big old turbo. So this is a Bog Warner 80mm unit. This should definitely be able to handle the kind of power that I want to make. And honestly, I did the 8-to-1 header merge because it's always been a dream of mine to have one of these on one of my cars. You don't make any more power with the 8-to-1 merge. It just looks gnarly, and it's a lot more fab work, but I just had to have it. I just started fabbing it up. So I did a bunch of pie cuts. Kind of went with a whole aeronautical team, and then here's the 8-to-1 merge from Burn Stainless. I designed this, made a hard mount, and there she is. I should be able to handle all the power. I can't wait to get this thing ripping. It's gonna sound so sick.
Oh my God.
8-to-1 merge actually sounds a lot different too.
Have you ever done an 8-to-1 merge before?
No, first one.
Okay, so Yeah. We don't even have like a point of reference.
I saw one on Instagram, and it sounds almost like a Ferrari or a Lamborghini. It's very high pitched and smooth.
Yeah. Kind
Turbo
of like the biplane crank thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The turbo is going to muffle it, but I don't care. I just wanted to have an 8-to-1 merge with the turbo.
I think it would still have that like whirring noise, like kind of sound when it comes out of it. Like,
yeah. We're gonna find out. I want to make a video of this thing running.
Are you actually gonna be able to hear the engine over the squealing of the tires?
Well, I'd hope so.
Are you gonna be using those CCW tires?
Oh yeah.
Cool. Let me check out the tires real quick.
4 drag radials. Look at that. Oh yeah. This is sick. That kind of gives you an idea what it's gonna look like.
So don't the thinner ones go in the back?
No, because these actually weren't meant to go on this truck. They were meant for the Camaro, which the wheelbase was different, so I had to flip them.
Oh my God.
To get them to be equal. And that one's gonna be sticking out of the fenders just a little bit.
That's crazy.
Do what you gotta do. I don't feel like spending another 2
That tire's gonna last like 2 minutes.
No way.
Yeah, you're gonna be out on the road. You're gonna be like, click it, and it's going gone.
Remember, it's all-wheel drive, so they're all gonna hook.
Oh my God, that's right. I totally forgot. All-wheel drive. What is that gonna look like?
If I can get the suspension to hook right, this thing will be a lot stiffer, and all 4 would just take off.
So when do we call Ken Block to have him show us how to do it?
Yeah, call him tomorrow. Like, hey, want to be friends?
Yeah, right? Like, Ken, are you looking at this? Because we got a car that we need you to try out.
I actually did this not because of the Ken Block thing, but I just thought all-wheel drive cars are always so cool. Like Subarus.
Oh, I'm an all-wheel drive guy. I had my '96 GSX, man. You couldn't. Yeah, like 4,500 RPM launches all day long. Yeah, that's the way to go.
That's where it's at. And the biggest thing is I don't like the Trailblazer SS. I'm sorry if you have one, but they just ride like crapola. It's like, I want to build something rad with an LS and a turbo that's all-wheel drive.
Mm-hmm. And here it is with 1,000 horsepower.
It's getting there. I can't wait, man. This thing's firing me up. I'm all fired up on Mountain Dew.
Right. Now, you using the same transmission with this, or are we going with a different transmission?
No, so I'm going to be using built 4L80.
Okay.
From Jake's Performance, and then transfer case, I'm going to end up just spending the money on. I'm going to buy a billet unit from SCS, which is going to be a 1-to-1 50-50 split.
Oh, right. Mm-hmm. Cool. So this whole thing's going to, wow. That when this hooks, it's going to hook.
Unless it doesn't. I think when it comes to all-wheel drive, it's one of those deals where it either hooks and it goes perfectly, or you have some sort of spin.
Or we're buying a new transmission.
But that's where I don't know. Yeah. So I'm actually going to have the converter perfectly matched for it, so I can leave it like 4,500, 5,000 RPM with a trans brake, and then with the good converter, if that all works out with all the gear ratio, this thing should go. And I also got the double adjustment, so I can adjust this chassis exactly what I need to make the weight bias perfect. Man, just got to get it done and get it on the scales and see where it's at.
Right.
I'm going to put the fuel tank back here, roll cage and radiator, trying to separate some of the weight from all the weight I put up there, trying to go with a 50-50 split.
So how long is this going to take? Is that from stem to stern, how we're looking before we see a project, before we see something done?
I'll have the headers done this week. I'll have the Pushrod suspension done this week. I just need money for the big bangers like the transmission and the transfer case. I got the body and I got the money for the cage and all that. So
yeah. So if you guys have noticed, Don Retro Fabworks, Don is actually going to make. He's got his new Facebook up. He's going to be following this build from stem to stern. It's going to be amazing. I mean, I can't say enough about what I've seen already. F1 style transmission, custom billet suspension adjustments, custom all-wheel drive. The whole rear end is just amazing on this, and I'm a big fan of rear ends, so I know a lot of you guys are too. So, but yeah, this car is going to be amazing. We're going to follow his build over there, and we're going to continue to have stuff. So, you want to take it away?
Yeah, thanks for tuning in, guys. My name's Donald. Nice to meet you. And come check out Retro Fabworks. I got a YouTube channel, Instagram. Say hi.
Nice. All right, guys. So thanks for viewing us. We're going to cut it here. As always, guys, there's some videos over here. There's some of his videos somewhere around here. We're going to continue to cover stuff. We're going to be looking for the next thing. And as always, guys, don't forget to drive.
Toodaloo.